Hello, my lovely Cancerian friends, and welcome to Soulsake Tarot. My name is Christina, and I'm going to be doing your general read for the upcoming week of January. Hope you all are doing well. I'm just going to go ahead and do these today because I don't know when the next time will be that I have a moment. I feel like that was in your January read, just kind of being like rooted in sweetness. This person that you had in your life. You have the stone and the nectar again with the vision and the flame. And honestly, Cancers, I feel like you guys are just rooted in, like, founded in, anchored, whew, third time's a charm, anchored in a vision that you have for, your life. And I kind of get the feeling that you are breaking away from something. My first thought is job. I think that, Cancers, you guys have been in that place where you've been kind of like, calling in a new tribe, understanding your values, seeing your worth, falling in love, and or rekindling your romance, and bringing in these new friendships, and kind of seeing how you had been, I don't know, remaining ignorant to your transformation, I want to say, which sounds kind of harsh, doesn't it? I don't mean that to be harsh, but you just didn't see it for what it was. You hadn't seen yourself come through on the other side. You still saw yourself as that person who was like clawing your way out. But now that you've kind of like come out of that mentality and into these new relationships or new levels of relationships, that you are, I want to say, just kind of like aware of your value and aware of who you are and what you want, in a way that is so deeply rooted in what you, I think, have always envisioned for your life. It was that, like the mountain, it's been that journey, that journey out of the mountain. But you were journeying out of the mountain because you knew that there was some place else that you were supposed to be. And just because you knew that you were supposed to be somewhere else doesn't necessarily mean that you were aware of the fact that you were changing so drastically while going through all of these changes. And then you've been coming through this place where you're just like, sorting through, people in your life, and like, these people are good for me, and these people are bad for me, and this is why. And I think, instead of being, a gem amongst lumps of coal, because the lumps of coal wanted you to get dirty. They wanted to like cover you in dirt and dim your shine, dull your shine. And then I think you were starting to recognize, like, as you cleaned it all off, like the murk and mire of negative relationships and the influences that they had on you, and kind of the residue that they left behind on your person. Whether that's mentally or emotionally, or even physically for some. It's just that idea that like you started to be able to recognize people who were going to bring you down and people who were going to like meet you where you were at. And so it got easier and easier to move through. You were like, okay, that's obviously not crack away, like it's preventing me from being where I need to be. And where you need to be is, moving toward your vision. So, that being said, now you are coming into a place where you are, I think, awakened to, like yourself. And I kind of want to say, Cancer, that this is you. Cancers are nurturing in nature. How's that for an alliteration? We're people who care. We pay attention. We tend to, people's emotions and their hurts and their pains, and are just like very maternal and nurturing in our nature. And I kind of feel like instead of feeling like you're the person who's always like being shit on for picking up everybody's mess, it's kind of like that like Cinderella vibe, of like, go sweep the, like I can tell you what to do, so I'm just going to tell you to go do this now, and people who just really like took advantage of you and like pushed you, I think, to a point of just, frustration and rage. Like you're like, one more motherfucker try me. Like the claws is about to come out. But now you're at a place where people are appreciating you for the fact that you are able to recognize them and help them. And rather than being trampled over because of your nurturing nature, you are being not magnified, not glorified, but like recognized, appreciated for like the skills and the value that you bring to the table. You're not a nasty, muddy puddle. You're a fucking sweet flower that brings, fragrance and beauty and life. So you're moving away from this, I kind of want to say like from the jokers of your life in this instance. It's just kind of like all of the people who were just kind of like, it was a joke that they were even in your life in the first place. Like, why the fuck are all these lumps of coal around me? Like, are you kidding with this? Like it must be a joke. It's kind of how I feel. And so like it's breaking away, and and I feel like you're just kind of clearing out all of these jokers, I guess we'll call them, for lack of better generic term. Because you're moving toward what it is that like sets you on fire, what it is that really brings you to life, what it is that's drawing you in. I kind of feel like the flame is like the light in the tunnel, it's the guiding light that's like getting you to where it is that you need to go. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. But anyways, that's what I'm feeling here, is a week of you, feeling very rooted in who you are now, and feeling like you're done. You've gotten rid of broken away from all of the, the people in your life who are just kind of keeping you down, or situations that were temporary, temporary people, places, and things. It's like, carries about as much weight as a kid's birthday party. The only person who gives a fuck is the parent. You know what I mean? Like, well, the kid, but I'm thinking like, you know, like a 1-year-old's birthday party, and you're like, why is that even happening? You know, and it's for the parents, really, and those are the only people who care. Maybe the grandparents, but also it's like nobody, you know, like everybody showed up for the party, but nobody really cared about it, and so you're just kind of like getting rid of that life. I want to say like a life, you know, like a lifestyle, like an environment. Everything is just changing. And, you know, you're moving toward an illuminated version of yourself, you know, that I think embodies, this is a really pretty card. It's kind of hard to see, but it almost says like this. But anyways, I mean, you're coming into an illuminated version of like who you are and the value that you bring and the vision that you're carrying, and you're moving toward it because you're anchored in what it is that you're seeking out in life. Sorry, I feel like I'm just saying the same thing over and over and over again. Shut up. Shuffle some cards, say something new. Yeah. But like also, it's that idea that you're very decided, you know, and you've passed judgment against people who have, you know, brought you nothing but lack and left you feeling sad, and you're moving, you know, away from, hold on, let's, you've brought judgment against all of this, and it's breaking away, and it's no longer, you know, like valid in your life. And I think you've just kind of, it's almost that idea of like you're ready to set out. I want to say set out and conquer your fears. Because I feel like your fears, I don't know if you guys can really tell, but the skull, like there's his nose and his eye and his teeth. I love these cards. Anyways, the idea is that, you know, like I think that you're with this illumination of yourself, you know, and you're and a sincere understanding of your value, and a sincere you know, like you're surrounding yourself with sincerity, rather than you know, like people who are just trying to like throw shit on you and like leave you feeling empty and sad, and deciding that, you know, you're ready to face your fears is what I want to say. You're feeling extra courageous. With this newness of self, this newness of an understanding of self-identity, I want to say. You know, like it lit a fire under your ass, and you're like, okay. And I love also, like, look how far away it is from the mountain. It's like you're really kind of removed. It's whatever this transition has meant for you. You know, I mean, it feels like, it felt like an eternity in the mountain. And then once you finally made it out of the mountain, it was like you just took off running. Like, and I don't mean like horror movie running. I mean like I'm free and I can run. It's kind of like, I don't know if y'all ever saw Tangled, the Disney movie, about Rapunzel, but like she makes it out of the tower, and then she just goes running through the forest and running through the fields and running through everything, and she's just like, oh, look at me running, you know, like, because you've just been so tired. And then when you were finally, like, you didn't feel like you had the weight of the world on your shoulders, you were just like, I'm ready, you know, and then you were just off. So it feels like you're getting a lot more distance, now that you've kind of moved past all of these people and all of these kind of emotions that were like still remnants of like the mountain. And I feel like that's kind of really and truly like, I kind of want to stop there, because I feel like that's where you guys are at, you know, just kind of like that last little bit of closing out what was of 2020, you know, I mean, which is, you know, obviously for all of us, I think in January, it's just kind of that like closing out what was in 2020 and, you know, like tying it up, you know, putting it away and you know, packing it away or throwing it away, however it resonates, you know, but like just moving past it in this huge way that is just allowing for us to have our eyes opened to who we are, our value, you know, because Cancer, you know, not only are you a sweet person, but you're a creative person, you know, you do have great dreams and you do have great ideas and great vision, artistically, creatively, whether that's music, you know, writing, painting, drawing, you know, like however that plays out for my Cancers, pottery. I mean, I feel like I know so many Cancers who do so many different things, but you know, like gardening. I mean, you know, like it's taking all of those things and you're like, you know what, I see value in this and I'm ready to face my fear and like head out to really go back to what it is that I'm anchored in. Which is beautiful and wonderful, and I love it. Yes. Mwah. All right, Cancers, I hope this resonates and you have a fantastic week, and I'll see y'all again soon. Bye.